everybody, and welcome to another Pen Pal with me video. In today's video, I am going to be decorating 2 envelopes as well as making a fun little ephemera pocket tag thing. I don't really know what the name of it is, but you'll see when the video gets further along. But I do want to mention that some of the supplies that I am using today are supplies that I just got in from Cafe Analog. So it's not like a sponsored video or anything. I just got these new supplies and I was really anxious to play with them and test them out and decided to just use them for today's video. So I will leave the link for that down below. Like I said, it's not sponsored, but I love Desiree. She's a very dear friend of mine, and anything I can do to help her is great. So, I am going to be talking about collections in today's video because it was asked several times by several of you of what I might collect and what I'm into collecting and what collections I have today. And as I was writing them down, I realized I sure do justify a lot of my strange collections in any way possible. I don't know if I'm the only one who seems to figure this out, but I can justify just about anything. And looking at the list of my collections, boy, I do justify it. There's no doubt about it. So I'm just gonna jump right in. A lot of you probably might know about all these collections, but some of you might not. So I'm just gonna jump right in. My first ever collection of anything was actually collecting foreign currency, and that's because my grandmother did a lot of traveling in her retirement, and when she came back, she always brought back the currency of whatever country she was in, and I loved that. I looked forward to it every time she got home. And she was always very thoughtful and mindful about the pieces that she brought home. So that was like my first ever collection. I still do kind of collect in that way. Well, I'm not like actively collecting, but if I ever get currency from another country, I always add it in with that original box of stuff that I have from my grandmother, which is really special to me. Another collection that I have that's very old, as long as my marriage, are playing cards. So when I was in high school, my high school best friend and I played the game War, like constantly. I remember like practicing in the school play, and she would stand behind me and I would flip my card, and she would either take the cards if she won in that particular game or leave the cards in my hand so I could add it to my pile. And we played nonstop. And it was actually through her that I met my husband, and we were still playing War constantly. But then my husband and I started playing while we were dating, and I had this bright green deck of bicycle playing cards. I prefer the bicycle brand. Like, I collect the bicycle brand playing cards. And I would always like take the jokers out. And this one night I asked him to hold my jokers so that I wouldn't lose them. And he was like, okay. And he put them in his wallet, and I forgot about them. And it wasn't until several months after we were married, he was cleaning out his wallet because he needed a new one, and found those original jokers in his wallet from when we were dating. And it just sort of always became our thing. And so I've just always collected playing cards, and actually, like, I'm really just after the jokers. So I have a binder full and boxes full of the brand bicycle playing cards and the jokers. So it's something that's really special to us. I know it's really simple and really lame, but he actually still carries those original Joker cards in his wallet. He actually laminated them so that they're safe and protected, and he has carried them all 14 years we've been together. So that's really sweet. I'm moving along to this tag. So if you're interested in how I'm building this, it's just super simple. I'm just laying down some double-sided sticky tape and layering it with different types of papers. So Let's see, another thing I collect when we do our travels, I always grab a postcard and I put it in a little postcard binder when we get home. So I love collecting postcards from places that we've been. I also get a book on the area whenever we visit somewhere. I always get like a regional history book. I just love learning after we get home about a place, even though we're already home. I have a huge bookshelf filled up with all the books. My husband was deployed. He got me books from all the areas that he was in and sent them home. So that's always really special for us. Let's see. I collect embroidery scissors. I know that's also so random, but I just love how intricate and beautiful embroidery scissors are. And so I've got probably 10 or so really intricate, delicate, beautiful embroidery scissors. I also collect hotel stationery, which is something that probably a lot of you know, but I am obsessed with collecting hotel stationery. And I have a huge binder filled up with that as well. I actually started by collecting like historic hotel stationery. I love historic hotels and boutique hotels. And so that's sort of like where like my genre is. That's where I like to live, because usually the boutique hotels and the historic hotels typically have like good stationery, like the Hiltons and the Hyatts. They like their stationery is just not great. But if you go to like a historic hotel or a boutique hotel, their letterhead is very fantastic. So that is like, I love doing that. That's my favorite. Let's see, I collect airmail envelopes and airmail labels. I love seeing how that has changed over the years and different countries' airmail labels over the years. So I've got a small, like a little collection of that. I collect typewriters. I think I've got 5 or 6 typewriters. I think only 2 of them work, but yeah, I've got a shelf full of typewriters. I collect stamps, like postage stamps. I love collecting stamps from other countries. I've got a pretty extensive stamp collection now. So I also collect wax seals and fountain pens. Mostly I use them. They are like strictly for like using, but also I actually have a small collection of antique Victorian, like properly vintage wax seals that I don't use. And I really cherish those. Those are really special to me, and I've been lucky to find them in antique malls and stuff. I collect anything to do with the airline Pan Am. So I've been obsessed with Pan Am since like 2014 or 2015, something like that. So I've got a bunch of Pan Am stationery, and I get contributions to a lot of that by a girlfriend of mine who also collects Pan Am stuff. So I don't know, I just love that era of airline, and I feel like Pan Am was just known as being like the premier airline, and their logo is so delicious. And of course, Travelers Company has a Pan Am line, and I love all of that as well. And I think, oh, and the last one is, and it's not like a mystery, but I also really love collecting Denizen labels and Denizen boxes. I have been very lucky over the last year to acquire quite a few into this particular collection, and I still love them as much as I did like 3 or 4 years ago when I first started really falling in love with them. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that I think I super collect right now. A lot of those things I have been collecting since I was a little girl, like stamps and foreign currency, and playing cards has been one I've been collecting for a while. I stopped like seeking the Bicycle brand playing cards out probably, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years ago, because they stopped producing as regularly, but I liked to get a lot of their special editions, and now it seems like the Bicycle brand playing cards has moved more over into like high-end independent playing card makers, and I just haven't gotten into that whole thing. Maybe I will, but paying like $20 or $30 for a deck of playing cards kind of hurts. So I think that's just going to have to be one of those things where I think I'm good where the collection is at right now. But yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys collect. If there's anything fun and special and unique that you collect. I know I have a girlfriend who loves collecting typewriter tins, so I always grab the typewriter ribbon tins whenever I see them so that I can send them to her. I just love knowing what people collect. Just so I can kind of justify my excessive collections. But yeah, I'm looking around my office to see if there's anything, like I collect a lot, like all paper things, but like collection where it stays put away. I think that's pretty much it. A lot of everything else that I use. I collect a lot of things, but I also just use them up as well. So I hope that has been insightful and fun, and I'm sorry that I sound so sick. I have been really struggling with my allergies the past week, so I hope that has not bothered anybody. But yeah, like I said, I would love to know if you have any collections. I love finding out what people collect. And yeah, if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to leave them down below. I thought everything in the video was pretty clear and concise, so you could see everything that was exactly going on. But if you have any questions about anything else, feel free to always let me know. And that is going to be it for me. I'm going to bring it in closer so that you can see these, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye!